Awesome. I started off with coughing. What a great way to start off a live call, but with coughing. Yeah. I live in the Southern California area and we had some like horrible Santa Ana winds yesterday. And I just feel like there's so much stuff in the air and now it's all like right here. So I'm going to apologize right up front if I start coughing a lot more. All right. Hey everyone. I'm Jenny Ponzurek. And I am my background's a school psychologist. I have been part of special education for, oh gosh, over 20 years now. And now it's all like right here. So I'm gonna apologize. All right. Turn down my volume on my other phone. Always making sure all of the technology is working here, right? Whew. All right. You can tell we're like days away from a break, right? So close, so close. So I was introducing myself. I'm Jenny Ponzurek, school psychologist. I do a lot of trainings nowadays on a variety of different topics, from report writing to dyslexia to working with kids with learning disabilities. I just was doing a part one of a three-part training about making sure we are doing a good job getting ready for high quality IEPs. Yes, so that was one of my sessions today. So today I wanted to talk about something that I get a lot of questions. Many of you know that I have a group called the Prepared School Psychologist, and in our group we have school psychologists that are very new to the field. We have interns, but we have a lot of veteran psychs as well. And one of the questions that comes up sometimes is, you know, as we're getting really close here to this Thanksgiving break, and then we've got winter break coming on up, should we be doing work over our holidays breaks, right? Brings up a lot of questions about balance, harmony, whatever kind of word you want to use, work life, home life. It's kind of an interesting question that comes up sometimes. So I thought with Thanksgiving coming up next week, it might be a good time to kind of talk about some things to consider. There's obviously never one right answer to anything in our field. So why would this be a simple answer, right? So just wanted to bring up a couple things that I know I've talked about with different psychologists, as well as some of my other team members that are part of my Prepared School Psychologist group who help support people when they have questions. And I know some of you have like all of next week off. Some of you might only have a couple of days off. Whatever. I know for a lot of people, I was just talking to someone today who came on to my live office hours and they were like, well, I'll be writing a report next week because, that's what we do. Right. And so it's kind of hard because there's this expectation that's what we do. Right. And so people are like, is this what we're supposed to be doing? Because maybe that's not what you want to be doing. Right. So one of the questions I always have to ask is, does it have to get done over this holiday break? Right. Because some of you are going to end your day on Friday and you might have all of next week off. And then you may have an IEP, I don't know, the first Monday we come back at 8 o'clock in the morning. You may be like, well, actually, I have to get it done because I've procrastinated, or there's been 9 million other things going on, and literally, otherwise the report's not going to be done, right? So that's always one question. Like, does it actually have to get done like over this holiday break? And for some of you, the answer is yes. Right? You're like, no, actually the meeting's right when we come back and I haven't worked on it at all. I don't know how all of you are with report writing. I have to say, this has probably been one of the things that I have worked on for myself for 20 plus years, and I feel like I'm still in the same spot. I've really tried to think about like, why have I not improved in this arena? Because I will tell you, out of so many different parts of my world, report writing is something I like to procrastinate. I'm an awesome procrastinator of report writing. Like if we had to give out an award, I might get an award for that because I've been procrastinating report writing. I always get them done. I have never walked into a meeting without one. It's always proofread. The font's the same on every single page, even if it's a multidisciplinary team report. But sometimes it takes a lot. It takes a lot of getting up early or staying up late or a lot of different things. So one of the things to think about is, does it actually have to get done over this holiday break? Because some of you are just thinking, oh, it would be amazing to get it done over this holiday break because then you might feel a little bit better, right? A lot of us are feeling super stressed out right now. There's so many things on our plate. And you're like, it might not have to get done, but actually, it would make me feel so much better if it did, right? I think that's something else to consider as well, right? Because if you have a whole week off, but the entire week, all you're doing is stressing out, I don't know how helpful that's going to be, right? So, one of the questions to really ask yourself is, does it actually have to get done, right? And for some of you, that answer might be yes. What's something else you want to think about? If you're like, you know what, actually, either it does have to get done or it would actually just make me feel a lot better, is really be thoughtful about your own being. And do you need to relax at the beginning of a break or at the end of a break? Right? Because I know a lot of veteran school psychs who just are like, you know what, I work a day over the holiday break, whether it's Thanksgiving break or, winter break or spring break, that they tend to like pick a day. And I know a lot of people, they pick the first day. They're like, whether they're going to come into the school or just work from home. And they're like, you know what, I just want to organize myself, or I just want to get this thing off my plate so then I can relax the rest of the week. Right? And if that's going to work for you, then try it out. Try it out. Especially for those of you who are newer, try it on, see what works, jot it down, make a note to yourself. Like, did that help you or not help you? Some of you are like right at the peak of your frustration level, that in order for you to actually like maybe have a happy Thanksgiving, you might need to take the first couple of days of Thanksgiving break like off to just relax, right? And for you, you might just need a couple of days of nothing. And then maybe the Sunday before we come back, you're going to be on the computer and you're going to be doing that, right? So really be thoughtful about yourself and your own well-being, about, if you have to, what's going to work best for you, right? And kind of do it as a plan, right? I don't know about you, but like some days I just have those days where I'm like, I'm just not getting work done today. Right? I am someone, I work on the weekends. I definitely do. Most of the time I don't mind about it. But you know what frustrates me is when I am like, oh, I'm totally going into the office. I'm going to get so much done. And then instead I wake up a little bit late and then I turn on the TV and I never get off the couch the whole day. I have to tell you, it's very different for me. And I'm just going to talk about me. It's very different for me when I plan my day off versus I just end up in a day off, right? When I plan my day off, I tend to like really enjoy it. I'm like, nope, this is my day off. I am not doing anything today. I'm not even opening up that laptop. And you like feel really good. On the days where I just kind of, like halfway through the day, now all of a sudden I'm like, well, now I'm supposed to be getting up, right? Like now I need to walk over and actually do this. And then I just feel bad. Right? So for me, if I want to plan some days off, like let's plan them. Let's plan them and enjoy them, right? Instead of collapse into them, right? And then feel bad about it. And you're like, when am I going to get it done now? Right? Just some things for you to think about. Everyone's different, right? I think this is a really good time though, as you're going into this Thanksgiving break, to really reflect on like what's been working for you. Right? If you're at this point, and I know there's different times of every school year, right? Where, all of a sudden we are taking a little bit more work home, or, other times where all of a sudden it's kind of like no meetings in sight, kind of a weird day, right? But overall, kind of what's been working for you? For those of you who are brand new to the field, so this happened to me. I will never forget this. I remember coming off of just years and years and years of homework, right? And then going to grad school and trying to like do my internship and my practicum while doing homework, right? Like when I became a first year school psych, I just thought, well, I'm so used to homework. Like it wasn't weird to do work at home because that's what I've been doing for like most of my life as a human being, right? So, but is that what you want to be doing? Right? So really reflect on, is this working for you? Right? What's been working for you? What's not been working for you? I think it's a good time. I have to tell you, I took a couple of days off last week, right? We had the Veterans Day holiday. And that's one of the things I was really thinking about, was even for myself right now with everything that I get to do and my wonderful jobs and responsibilities, is what's been working for me, what's not been working for me? What do I want to change? Right? How do I want to relook at my calendar, right? One of the things I like just thought I would do is like I put a reminder on my phone every day and I'm like, just like do like 15 minutes of report writing, right? Because if I say like 15 minutes of report writing a day, then like in my mind, I think, sometimes you're in it and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm just going to finish this section, right? You get a little bit more done than 15 minutes. I was like, even if I just did a little bit every day, wouldn't that be great? I have to tell you, I put that reminder on my phone. I actually finally had to stop because I wasn't doing it. And one of the things that I was reflecting on over Veterans Day holiday, I was like, this isn't working for me, right? So what else do I want to be doing instead that might actually be more successful for me? And one of the things I think about is a lot of times when I think about a report, like it seems very big to me, right? Because there's all these sections to it. And there's sections I'm okay with doing and there's sections I really avoid doing. And so I was like, what if we wrote on a piece of paper, and I know a lot of you do this, like all the different parts of the report, that I could just kind of like, in the morning when I'm planning my day, maybe I could just look and be like, I'm just going to do that one part. Like it's a visual reminder on my desk instead of this reminder on my phone. What if that might help out? Because I don't know about you, I love to check something off and see that. So I'm going to try that. Not this week. After Thanksgiving. This week was just trying to get through, right? We're almost there. One more day. So I was just reflecting on this isn't working for me. I tried this. It wasn't working for me. I really do think I need to take this in smaller chunks. So how about we try something a little bit different, right? I know some people just they put it in their calendar, right? We live by our calendars, right? Their calendars tell us when we're supposed to be going to that meeting, when we're supposed to be observing, when did I plan to evaluate this kid? So sometimes I've tried to do that in the past. That doesn't always work for me. So I'm trying something else. Why not? Right? I'm actually reading the book right now, Tiny Habits. Who's the author? BJ Fogg, maybe? And it's really been making me thoughtful about how I'm picking, because to me, like report writing is almost like a habit, because to me, like it's a pretty ongoing thing that I need to be doing. So I've been trying to kind of put that in my mindset there. So in my mind, like as I was reading it, I was thinking about report writing and I was like, maybe I'll try this new thing. See how it works, right? We have a couple weeks between Thanksgiving and winter break. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work and I'm right back where I'm at, right? That's a possibility there. So a couple of things for just kind of you to kind of check in on. I will say the last thing to really be thinking about in our reflection is just our general boundaries, right? That's what I kind of mean on like what's working for you and what's not. For some of you, I've heard from you that like really your expectation is when you're at your school site is you're available for your team there, and that you're okay with report writing at home because you feel really passionate about being available during the day for your team. I get that. That works for you. For some of you, you're like, you know what? When I'm off the clock, I should be completely off the clock. Good for you, right? So it's really going to be very individual on kind of where your boundaries are. And I think that's another good thing to kind of check in around kind of this time of the year is, how are your boundaries going? Have you been able to enforce them? Are you comfortable with the ones? Have you never even thought about it? And this is one of the things we're actually going to be doing inside of our Prepared School Site community during next month in December, is we're going to do like an official boundaries check-in. Like, what does that even mean to do a boundaries check-in? I was reflecting on in summer boot camp, we talked a lot about boundaries. I brought it up a lot about, as we're preparing for the beginning of the school year, really being thoughtful about what kind of boundaries did you want to have in regards to, your phone and people getting a hold of you when you're at your home setting and on the weekends and at nights and different things like that. How do you want to kind of draw the circle around to kind of protect your time, right? So it's one of the things we're going to be doing inside the Prepared School Site community. And actually, if you haven't taken a look at it, if you go to my website, jennyponzarek.com, right now, actually through the end of November, if you haven't seen it, you might not be a part of my newsletter yet. I'm actually giving everyone access to the Prepared School Site community for 2 weeks for free, just to see it, just kind of try it out. And you're welcome to do that. You just got to sign up before November 30th. So if you go over to my website, jennyponzarek.com, you can find out all of that information over there if that's something that you think might be interesting. We've been sharing different kind of takeaways from some different legal decisions. That's what we've been doing over the last almost 2 weeks now. Tomorrow's our last day for doing that. And then after Thanksgiving, we're going to be focusing on behavior strategies. So one of the things I always think about is that time between Thanksgiving break and winter break, a lot of our schools see an uptick in behavioral concerns because there's just so much excitement about the holidays, and a lot of schools are preparing for like some holiday shows, and sometimes we're a little bit less structured than we usually are in our classrooms and things like that. And so we're going to be focusing on some different behavior strategies that school psychologists could take back to their schools. And that's what we're going to be focusing on starting the Monday after Thanksgiving. So if that's something that you're interested in kind of looking at, if you're not yet part of our group, the Prepared School Site community, I encourage you once again, check it out. And you get 2 weeks of free access if you sign up before November 30th. So just wanted to drop in, give a couple things for everyone to think about as we are heading into Thanksgiving. If I don't see all of you, I hope everyone has an amazing Thanksgiving holiday. And do at least at some point get some time to relax, whatever way that makes sense to you and is helpful for you. So thank you all for hanging out with me, and I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.